let's start, of course, from the aftermath. It seems like your idea for streaming show is go big or go home, but where did the idea kind of get its start for doing a grandiose virtual show?
Well, we've been trying to find some way to present ourselves in a way that fits our band. We like big stages and decors. And so when we perform, we have all this epic stuff on the stage. And when you do the online shows, they always get to be so, it's very minimalistic. And that doesn't really suit our band. So we were really searching for something that could replace that the epic feel that we want to present also visually. And with this VR show that we're going to do, we were for the first time able to do that in a certain way. And we were approached by someone who makes videos. The guy who approached us, he also made our Supernova video, and we had experience with him, and we know he can make all these really big epic stuff. So we have a very big trust in him. So we said, okay, let's try this and see where it gets us, because the max is the limit with VR shows. You can build anything in 3D. And that's for us very inspiring. So we felt like, let's go for it. Now the opportunity is there and the technology is there also.
Yeah, like you said, you wanted to kind of fit the streaming gig to Within Temptation. So what have your own thoughts been on the streaming gigs in general as a musician and maybe as an audience member too?
Well, to be honest, I'm not really into, the very online acoustic things, but it's more for our own band. I think it depends what kind of music you make, if it fits or doesn't fit. And I see that a lot of people are picking up the virtual reality kind of thing more and more. You here in the Netherlands, you have Tomorrowland, for instance, who did also a very big VR impressive show with a big tree and the DJ standing. So you get, that's really nice to see that technology is finally there, that a lot of people can do it in their own music style.
Yeah, there's info about a lot of guest vocalists. Are you leaking any of those beforehand?
Yes, we are. We've already announced Jasper Stevelink. He's from the band Arid. I don't know. He used to be from the band Arid. He's now solo, but he performed on our latest album. He's going to be there. Annisokay, which we did the last single with, of course. They're going to be there, and a few more. And there's some people still to be announced.
Okay, what kind of undertaking has it been to kind of gather all these people in this time? And was that part of the reason why the shows actually got postponed too?
No, it does. Well, it was a big undertaking for some, and it's okay. They're from Germany, so they came over. But for someone else, we had to go to a different country and record certain stuff and do certain stuff with them, so we could integrate that into our show. So it was a big undertaking, and at the same time, it's such a big project. It's such a technical project. A lot of things can go wrong, and that's also why it's pre-recorded live. And because there's so many worlds and we have so many things, so many cameras. It's a 30-meter stage. It's and cameras all around. So it's like from every angle you can show a person. And so it's very dynamic, and we have real light shows. Like this show of ours was designed by a light engineer, which is not very usual. It's very unusual, but this way you can integrate the live feel with the live lighting. Does do a lot of dynamics for the VR kind of show. So that's why this is a different technology than some others have used so far. And the thing is that because of the so much data, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. So that's why we had to postpone it a little bit, because it took more time to get it done.
Storyline is, of course, of a post-apocalyptic world. So you already touched on this a bit. So how long did it take to kind of develop the story and everything you just described?
Well, I think we started with this last year a little bit, talking about it and then finalizing it, actually like the storyline, everything, like a month ago or something, it was finished. But we're still actually working at this moment to finish stuff. So but we're gonna be on time. We're not gonna postpone again.
Yeah, the post-apocalyptic world is quite fitting to our time indeed. So how has Within Temptation been doing during the pandemic?
Well, we continued writing and releasing some songs. That was actually something that we had already pre-planned because we were supposed to go on tour with Evanescence. And in the meantime, we wanted to, while we're on tour, release a few new songs, write in the moment, record in the moment, and release it. And we stuck to the plan. And with the pandemic, you know, a lot of people started doing the same thing because, well, everybody was at home and had nothing to do. But it's a very unusual thing for maybe a rock band to do, because normally you write 2 years and then you release it and then you go on tour. But now we're just writing a song, releasing it, and we don't have an album yet. So that's something new for us and something that we want to explore for a long time, because other music genres are doing that already for a long time. And we felt like it's nice to do that, that the song still has a certain connection to the time when you're writing it.
How are you planning the future at the moment? I know things are looking a bit better, but it's still, you know, everybody's guess what's going to happen next month.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, of course, because there's a new variant, of course, of the virus coming. So, well, I'm going to Finland, so we're doing a festival. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. So, but on the other hand, yeah, it's still strange that maybe things are going to change again, backwards again. I don't know. It's just it's guessing for everyone, I guess. But I'm hoping that we can do some shows, and yeah, looking forward to that.
Okay, if you don't mind, could we take a little trip down memory lane, if you will, and scoot from the recent events back to actually to year 96. I wanted to hear, like, how did you see, like, the events looking back now? You know, I mean, with Robert's, Robert had the band The Circle, then the two of you had The Portal that transformed into Within Temptation. So how do you see the events now looking back? What was happening?
You know, we've seen every stage of development. Like we're from an age that we still know what a cassette is. I know what a vinyl is. I know what a CD is, and now the streaming. So a lot has changed, of course, throughout the time. And we still, at the time that you're talking about, we even had a demo, and a demo with it on a cassette, and it wasn't vintage yet. So it was still a bit old school, but yeah. So yeah, a lot has changed, and also musically, I think we still have that feel that we love to make mystical sounds and epic sounds, and even with The Circle, it was already there. And we like the darkness and the lights, and, you know, combining and clashing. So we like poetry, and those kind of things are still there, I guess, although we have developed a full course and explored every time a new sound and trying to stay, well, that you want to keep up with the sound of the day. You know, you want to sound like a band that is evolving, and you want to evolve because it's interesting and challenging.
We talked about writing new music, and you mentioned the demo. So what are kind of the first things that come to mind when you think about writing and recording the Enter demo, or why not the Enter album too?
Well, it was very hardcore, because I think I did my vocals, for instance, in one day, which now I have a day a song, or maybe longer if I want to, because I'm recording at home nowadays. Everybody has a home studio. And at the time, yeah, it was also a lot of fun. There was a lot of tension and excitement, and it was the first time we're going to do this. And so I have a lot of great memories of that, because, you know, we were all kids still, and yeah, exploring for the first time things, and things that you do for the first time are the most, they leave a mark on you in a good way, I think, because it has a certain melancholy to it, and has yeah, that's young vibe to it, that we're sort of like, oh, we're still like discovering the whole music and everything, and where we wanted to go to with ourselves and our bands. And yeah, we had a lot of dreams, and we still have, actually. We try to, because you need to make new ones every time.
We've been, of course, talking about the huge upcoming virtual gigs, the aftermath. But what about the first tours back then? You know, first in Netherlands, and then, you know, going to Austria and Germany too.
Well, the thing is, when we were touring, we didn't know what was happening to us as a band, because every venue we went to was sold out. But it was because there was something, you know, there's something in the air sometimes. Sometimes, I don't know. Every show we did, we were all going to school still, or just graduated and I had our first job, and so we combined everything. So it was a very chaotic but also exciting time, and we were very surprised. So many people every time came, showed up at our shows, and it was every time sold out. And so we did. They asked us for a Dutch tour, so we did a Dutch tour, and then Germany and Austria we did, with Label Mates Orphanage, amazing band still. They don't exist anymore. And we went on a European tour through Germany, Austria, and I think also one show in Switzerland, I thought. But anyway, that was a crazy tour, because, you know, it was really learning how to be on stage and discovering everything technically, but also how do you prepare for a show and those kind of things. And we had so much fun. It was falling in love with what you're doing, and you already liked what you're doing because you're making the music and everything, but the touring and everything was really like icing on the cake, you know, like seeing how people react to your music. And that was an amazing tour. But they also was that the first tour that you do, there was a lot of budget problems, like, you know, like, because we had a bus and it was wrapped together with gaffer tape, I think, because we had a lot of drafts coming in, and it was leaking everywhere. And but it didn't stop the fun that we had together, so we had a great time.
Yeah, we mentioned the year 1969, and with my math, that makes a quarter of a century for Within Temptation. So what kind of feelings and thoughts does that bring up?
You know, it's almost hard to imagine that it's already been so long that we've been a band and making music and being able to do this, because it sometimes still feels like, you know, that how it all came together. We were never set out to be a band that was going to do this professionally. We always had the idea of working and having a hobby band beside it, and it just exploded. So I'm really grateful that we got the opportunity, and that things just went how they went, because it's the best job in the world. The only one they applaud, you know, for. So it's if you do it right, though. But so we are still we're having a lot of fun, and that's, I think, to do something that you love so much is probably the biggest joy you can have in life, I think, because I don't want to do a job that doesn't fit me, or that doesn't bring joy to my life. So I'm really it's still and we're still enjoying it so much. So people always say, like, are you going to do like a tour that's going to celebrate a certain album, Mother Earth album, please, or the Silent Force, or the Heart of Everything? And we say, no, we're not done yet. We don't want to look back already, although it's been so long. We are a band that wants to look ahead and explore and be be inspired by young people that still are just new on the block and do new things and crossovers that inspire everybody. And that's gives us energy still. So we still want to focus on the future instead of looking back.